What's up, X-Wing players? Check your 6. D-Bad Wolf coming at ya. And this is my round 2 of the 2013 HiLo tournament. And I will be facing my opponent, Stryker. Stryker will be flying a TIE Swarm with 2 interceptors, an Alpha Pilot. Now both are Alpha Pilots, and then an Academy Pilot, Dark Cursed, a Black Squad Pirate, and Hull Runner. And he will be facing my Han and Chewbacca build. And right off the start, we're going to be in range of shots. That's kind of a first. Not too often you get round 1 shots. So Dark Curse is going to take a shot at Chewie, and he gets nothing. Chewie fires back and gets 1 crit, that's evaded. Gunner shoots back, gets 2 hits, and that is evaded. Opponent kept his focus in the first round of shots and then spent it on his evades. That was a good choice. I think I caught my opponent a little off guard moving in as quickly as I did. Dark Curse runs away. I think my opponent's planning to come up between those asteroids and then swing left. And I think he moved Dark Curse further over to the right than he had planned. Just giving me a couple shots at Dark Curse at range 3. No shots for my opponent. So Han at range 3 at Dark Curse, he gets 3 hits. And 2 are evaded. So Dark Curse taking his first hit. Chewie tries and gets 2 hits. Or no, Chewie got didn't get much, but I used Gunner and got 2 hits and those were evaded. I think I got focus and I kept my focus. I'm not sure why. Now Dark Curse is going to be a problem for my opponent as he tries to stay in formation, causing one of his interceptors to bounce. And my opponent said he was a bit rusty because he hadn't played in a while. It always pays to get a couple practice games in before tournaments. This is how you get used to the movement and pilot skills of your team. So he tries to move Dark Curse through the squad, doesn't quite make it. He bounces back. So it's even to cause another problem here. Hull Runner bounces off of Dark Curse, causing her to be out of formation now. Which is a huge problem when you're flying a swarm. So not much of a swarm anymore. And he's still got 3 ships in formation. Okay, for whatever reason, I did a target lock with Han Solo. And according to the rules, you can't re-roll the dice more than once. So having target lock on Han Solo is rather pointless. Han at range 3 on the TIE Fighter gets 1 hit. And he rerolls and just gets 1 crit, and that's evaded. I should have just gone ahead and used my target lock right away, but I just didn't think of it. Now Chewie here gets range 3 on Dark Curse. Doesn't land any hits. Uses Gunner. Gets 2 hits. And Dark Curse evades. My opponent has no shots. Heading into round 4, my opponent has a jumble of ships to try to maneuver here. Doesn't do too bad, but doesn't do what I probably would have done. I would have tried to have angled some of my ships off to the side, just because I know those big ships are not going to fly that far forward. I would anticipate Chewie landing about where you see my cursor is on the screen just before I moved it. And that's where he ends up. So I guess he does have shots. Dark Curse is just trying to get in there, back in the action. After sabotaging his own team's squadron. Hull Runner still stressed out. He's trying to keep him in range of his TIE fighters by doing the 1 turn right. I'm not even sure if my opponent uses Hull's ability, like thinks to use it when he does shoot. Okay, Han's taking a range 3 shot as his Alpha 2 pilot. He gets 1 hit. Rerolls gets one crit, 2 hits. Alpha gets no evades, so his Alpha 2 is gone. So an awesome shot by Han Solo. Okay, Chewie's going to take a range 2 on Dark Curse, and he gets nada. Gunner shoots and gets 1 crit, and that is evade. Those Wookiees are having some targeting problems, I guess. I just find out my Wookiees do better when they're a little more upset. They're not getting beat up enough this round to piss them off, I guess. Black Squadron's going to take a range 3 at Chewie. Gets 2 hits. And the Wookiees managed to evade both of them. So that's fairly impressive. Academy Pilot, range 2 on Chewie. gets one hit. And again, the Wookiees managed to evade another attack. So their attack dice might not be very good this round, but their evade dice very impressive. So far, my opponent's down a ship. His squad is kind of a mess. Oh man, none of my ships have taken any damage yet. So far a very lucky game for me and a very unlucky game for my opponent. Not completely over. Looks like he's, for the most part, in a fairly good position. I probably would have boosted with that interceptor right there, or barrel roll to get in and get a better arc. At least get its shots off. When you have your opponent outnumbered in ships, it's more important to have your opponent in arc than not have any actions. Okay, Han at range 1 on the Academy pilot gets one hit. Spends his target lock, gets one more hit and a crit. 2 were evaded. Yeah, he takes a crit, and the crit is a direct hit, and for some reason my opponent marks it with an additional card. But that ship's down to 1 hull. Dark Curse range 2 on Han gets 2 hits. And Han evades 1, losing his shield. Hull Runner at range 2 on Chewie will get 1 hit. No evade, so Chewie loses his shield. Chewie will fire back, range 1 at Dark Curse. Gets 2 hits. Dark Curse gets 1 evade and takes a hit. Black Squadron pilot, range 1 on Chewie, and he doesn't get anything. So, very bad rolls for my opponent, unfortunately. Academy pilot, range 1 on Han, gets 1 crit. Han fails to evade and loses a shield. Alpha at range 1, or at range 3 on Han. And he got nothing. So, very bad rolls for my opponent this round. This was his chance to hopefully beat up one of my ships. A lot of misses, and then he lands one of his ships on an asteroid. Doesn't take any damage. Trying to keep my ships in arc. So his Corgans, I think, were good moves. Unfortunately, Howell is nowhere near his ships now. Unless he does like a 5 Corgan. But he can't because he's stressed. I think it would have been more important they remove that stress off that ship. Chewie gets in a good position. Dark Curse bonks. I think that's Dark Curse. I think trying to get Dark Curse to bounce Han Solo here. But my kind of technique is to fly Han in the spot that was previously taken by Chewbacca. And Hull Runner just missing the asteroid. bouncing into Chewie. Okay, we got round 6 shots on at range 1 on Howl. He rolls 2 hits and 1 crit. And Howl managed to get 3 natural evades. Howl returns fire and gets 3 hits. Power range 1 on Han. 3 hits and 1's evaded. So I was doing pretty good this round. Chewie range 2 on the Black Squadron pilot. He gets 2 hits. 1's evaded. Black Squad takes 1 hit there. Black Squadron pilot, range 1 on Han. He gets 1 hit. No evades. Han Solo's shields are down. Okay, next round of moves, round 7. Opponent having to try to fly his tangled up swarm and trying to fly around 2 large ships. Bit of a challenge, I'm sure. Howl lands on the rock. Doesn't take any damage. Okay, Han Solo's going to take a range 1 shot at Howl. Gets 1 crit. Does a reroll. Gets 3 hits and 1 crit. And Howl blows up. That's the end of Howl. Dark Curse is going to take a range 2 shot at Chewie. He gets 1 hit, and that's evaded. Chewie range 3 at the Black Squadron pilot. He gets 3 hits. Two are evaded. Black Squad takes another hit. Actually, he's dead. So that's the end of Black Squad, I think. A1 range 3 at Han. 2 hits. 1 was evaded. Zahn took a hit there on his hull. Okay, he flies ship onto a rock, rolls a damage, and that blows up that ship. And that was enough to break my opponent. Calls it quits, and the win. Sit, Wolf Wolf, sit! Bad Wolf.